Honourable Chair, Honourable Ministers, Honourable Members and all esteemed guests and staff, I greet you with the universal greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of our Jama-ah, we wish to pay our respects to a fallen hero in the sports arena, the late Mr. Frank van der Horst, who passed away on the 8th of July 2024. The former president of SACUS, passed away, and he was the anti-apartheid sports body who fought against the apartheid system under the banner, "No normal sports in an abnormal society." People such as Frank van der Horst fought hard for marginalized children to have equal access to sports and for decent sports facilities. The radical transformation in sport remains sorely lacking after 30 years of democracy, and yet has to filter through to the children who need it the most in the most marginalized of areas, rural areas and townships. Sports at schools level is important and should be prioritized at the most marginalized schools who lacks proper infrastructures, equipment and coaches. The role of communities in school sports should be incorporated. The sister portfolio committees such as social development and education should be encouraged to work across borders to nurture and motivate the youth through sports, arts and culture and to ensure success. Majority of the previously disadvantaged population are marginalized from ever excelling in sports progress. We must push for radical reforms so that every player, male, female, able, disabled from especially poor areas, are not denied the right to play or compete, whether it be in sports or arts, in tournaments on all levels. Champions and coaches from marginalized communities must be encouraged to pressurize government for sustained transformation that will completely unshackle the legacy of an apartheid control over sport. The corporate world should be encouraged to increase in assisting struggling sports clubs and athletes, as it appears they tend to give overwhelming support to wealthy clubs and athletes and people of rich communities. This mindset of corruption and gatekeeping in sports is causing much harm to communities, and many of our youth have fallen through the cracks to gangsterism, drugs and crime. We must let go of the economic barriers in sports and arts, which only breeds prejudice and privilege. We have to work towards a prosperous and united democratic nation where talent is valued and culture is preserved. The budget should be aimed at developing our youth through the sports and arts at the most marginalized areas, and include modern and fully equipped sports arts facilities to establish good sports arts development on all levels. With regard to the budget will be supported as long as we ensure that our youth and the most marginalized is catered.